Now, without any further delay, we would like to introduce the guest speakers for today. Zulfiqar Ali Bhutto Jr. is an artist and he is an activist. He will be talking about saving and raising awareness about the Indus Blind Dolphins, a rare breed of dolphins found in the river Indus that are on the verge of extinction. He has formed the Bullan Foundation and is working tirelessly to save these beautiful animals. Wajahat Malik is an adventure and travel filmmaker. He will narrate the experiences about his rafting expedition on the river Indus, which was done last year, where he led a team of adventurers and they rafted the entire course of Indus in Pakistan from the north towards the south. So please give a warm round of applause for our guest speakers.
Zulfiqar, with your permission, we would like to dedicate this session to our Palestinian brothers.
Yes.
And we stand in solidarity with them, and we actually condemn the war crimes perpetuated by the Israeli government and supported by the Western powers.
From the river to the sea.
Anyway, we launch into our talk. सबसे पहले I give you a little brief, थोड़ा सा geography lesson for you guys. हम दरियासिंध की बात करेंगे. He'll talk about Bullan, the Indus Blind Dolphin, and his experiences along the Indus because he's son of soil. He's from Sindh. He's from Larkana. तो मैंने जो सबसे बड़ी बात अच्छी देखी इस expedition पे जो मैंने किया, the Sindhis take the real ownership of Indus. दरिया सिंध को जिस तरह सिंधी लोग ओन करते हैं हमारे मुल्क में, बाकी लोग उस तरह इस दरिया को ओन नहीं करते. और उनके लिए सिंध और उसके अलॉन्ग जो लोग रहते हैं और जो कहानियाँ हैं, they actually unlike they take on a mystical sort of a perspective for Sindhis, and they actually revere the river as a Sufi sign.
Yeah.
Real sign, right?
Yeah.
So हम Indus के बारे में बात करेंगे. He talk about blind dolphins. I talk about my expedition that took place last year. दरिया सिंध के बारे में आपको थोड़ा सा मैं एक ब्रीफ दे दूँ. हिंदूज की एक एंशिएंट टेक्स्ट है ऋग वेदास, जो कि बहुत एंशिएंट एक सेक्रेड स्क्रिप्चर्स हैं जहाँ पे इंडस का जिक्र आया है. तो इंडस का जो नाम था was called as mentioned as सिंधु in the ancient ऋग वेद्स. और फिर बाद में इस रीजन के अंदर जब पर्शियंस आए तो अखमरी एम्पायर थी, तो उन्होंने सिंधु को हिंदू में कन्वर्ट कर दिया because of the Persian language. That's how they wanted to pronounce it. फिर जब बाद में यूनानी आए, Greek invasions हुई, Alexander the Macedon came. I don't call him Alexander the Great. I call him Alexander the Great Butcher.
Yeah.
So when he came into this region, Latin उसमें Greek उसमें कर दिया Indus. ठीक है. So Sindhu to Hindu to Indus. Indus or Sindhu River originates in Tibet, which is now occupied by China. और Mount Kailash एक region है तिब्बत में जहाँ पे बहुत सारी लेक्स हैं. माउंट कैलाश इज़ अ वेरी सेक्रेड माउंटेन फॉर द बुद्धिस्ट्स. तो वहाँ से दरिया सिंध एक्चुअली कम्स आउट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ लिटिल स्प्रिंग. छोटा सा पानी का चश्मा है जहाँ से दरिया सिंध ओरिजिनेट करता है, और वहाँ से फिर वो उसके अंदर बहुत सारी स्ट्रीम्स ज्वाइन करती हैं. फिर छोटा आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वो बड़ी नदी बनती है, फिर वो बड़ा दरिया बनता है, और फिर इट ट्रैवल्स थ्रू आउट तिब्बत for about 300 kilometers, and it enters into the Indian occupied Kashmir, जो कि लद्दाख region है. So लद्दाख region में it meanders for about 250 kilometers, and then it enters into Pakistan in Kargil, जहाँ पे हमारा बल्तिस्तान है, खरमंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट है स्कर्दू के पास. वहाँ पे ये ओल्डिंग एक जगह है जहाँ पे ये पाकिस्तान में दाखिल होता है. And then from Olding all the way to KT बंदर या कराची के साहिल तक it travels for about 26-27 odd kilometers. तो बहुत एक लंबा दरिया है जिसकी एक बहुत बड़ी हिस्ट्री है, जहाँ पे बड़ी बड़ी सिविलाइजेशंस आएंगे, जहाँ पे बड़े बड़े लोग रहते हैं, बड़े बड़े कल्चर्स हैं, बायोडाइवर्सिटी है. I mean, Indus is the lifeline of this country. Indus brings bread to our tables. If there is no Indus, there won't be any Pakistan, because all the waters that actually we derive from Indus is diverted towards the canals जो कि irrigation system पिछली गुलामी के दौर में ब्रिटिश राज में बनाया गया, वो उससे पूरा पंजाब और सिंध इरिगेट होता है. तो सिंध इज़ अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिवर फॉर अस. इट्स वन ऑफ द लॉन्गेस्ट रिवर्स इन द वर्ल्ड. इट्स एन एंटिटी ऑन इट्स ओन. अभी तो एक लिविंग इंडस प्रोजेक्ट ही शुरू हुआ है, जिसके बारे में थोड़ी देर में हम बात करेंगे. बट आई थिंक I've said enough. Over to you, Zulfiqar, and now you can talk about.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wajahat, for this lovely introduction. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Jai Jhulelal and Jai Sindhu Mata. The river Indus is both male and female. She's called Abe Seen. In the northern areas of Pakistan, she is Sindhu Mata. For us in the south, she is mother and father. She is Jhulelal, which is, of course, the male version. She is Hindu, Muslim, and Sikh. She is everything all at once. I was a child of exile, born in Damascus, to a Sindhi father, Shaheed Mir Murtaza Bhutto, and a Lebanese mother, Ghinwa Bhutto. In my father's office, he had 2 glass jars. One was filled with water, the other with sand. They were the water and sand of the Indus. And being born in Damascus, living far away from the Indus, my father would tell me that one day I would see this river. I would encounter this river. I have since then, I came back to Pakistan in 1993 at the age of 3. So, I mean, I don't remember the transition that much. But since then, I've had the fortune of traveling down the Indus from Chashma Barrage to Ghazi Ghat in South Punjab, joining the Indus River Dolphin Survey with WWF, slowly paddling down and counting dolphins. Dolphins are mammals. I don't know if people know this, but dolphins are mammals, which means that they breathe air like we do. So they don't absorb oxygen from the water like a fish would. They have to come up for air, which is why dolphins jump. And so the way that you count a dolphin is you can't use a motor. If you're using a motor in your boat and you say, I didn't see a dolphin, that's on you, because dolphins get scared of motors and they dive and they go far away. But if you're paddling down the Indus, they'll actually come very close to your boat. And you see them come up for air. You see that's a dolphin over there. You see them come up for air, and then you wait 2 minutes and you say, okay, well, if there were several dolphins that came up within those 2 minutes, there are about 3 or 4 dolphins here.
Bahut shukriya, Zulfiqar. That was a beautiful presentation, very informative. Now I'll come to the Expedition Indus 2022. Last year when we were on the river, this is before the floods, we saw a lot, learnt a lot, and had a great time. It was quite an interesting experience. So I will basically tell you about what Expedition Indus 2022 was. कोविड के ज़माने में मैं बहुत ज़्यादा केयरफुल था, तो मैं मानसरा में अपने घर में अपने आप को मैंने कैद कर लिया. एंड आई वाज देयर फॉर लाइक जो कोविड का टाइम था, एंड आई वाज बोर्ड आउट ऑफ माई हेड बिकॉज एज एन आउटडोर्स पर्सन आई लाइक टू बी आउट देयर इनटू द वाइल्ड डूइंग थिंग्स, मेकिंग फिल्म्स. सो उधर बैठे बैठे मुझे ख्याल आया कि व्हाई नॉट राफ्ट द इंडस रिवर, दैट वुड बी इंटरेस्टिंग. द काइंड ऑफ idea got stuck with me. The idea also was to not only go bobbing in a dinghy down the river, but also to document the river for posterity's sake, so that the next generations, आप और आपके आगे वाले जो आने वाले बच्चे हैं या अगली generations हैं, so that they know कि जो एक दरिया सिंध था वो pristine, अब तो खैर pristine हालत में, लेकिन अभी भी कई जगह हैं जहाँ पे it's almost pretty much the same. So at least you can know, because of all the human intervention that is happening, the river is changing its form, its look, its aesthetics, everything is changing rapidly. So we wanted to document the river. We also wanted to look at the health of the river, how this river is faring in terms of environment, how it's being polluted, what are we doing to the waters of Indus. We also wanted to look at the Indus from a river tourism point of view, how we can actually start floating boats in the river for fun and also for transporting goods that we are not doing. We also wanted to look at the peoples around the Indus, the cultures, the ancient history of the river. So I thought, why not? We should, have an adventure expedition, rafting down the Indus. And one of the biggest factor in this organizing this expedition was to raft the entire river that nobody has ever done before. So it was a challenge that I wanted to take on, क्योंकि कभी किसी ने पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो दरिया सिंध है उसको नॉर्थ से साउथ तक पूरा राफ्ट नहीं किया. तो फॉर मी दैट वाज आल्सो सॉर्ट ऑफ अ मोटिवेशन टू डू दैट.